Gene Robor. Gene Robor.
Come again? You caught my attention, Prabhakar, right at that moment when you talked about how people could not understand your name. Madam, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially Prabhakar, I was enthralled with that speech. Your use of humor showed that you knew how to connect with your audience. From the reaction that I heard, I feel that we all enjoyed Prabhakar's speech. Now today I would like to give you some improvement points. Also, I'd like to tell you some things that you did well so that you can make your next speech even more powerful than this one. The things that you did well, I noticed that you looked around the room. You seemed completely comfortable with a group of this size, and I felt that you had eye contact with just about each section of the room. As an improvement point, I would like to see you take that a step further. Maybe have a complete thought before moving on to the next person. Another thing I would like to point out were your gestures. You didn't have big gestures, but you didn't need them. You had gestures that were purposeful and precise and fit your stories. Very good. Another improvement point I'd like to point out is blocking. Now in blocking, we can tell stories from one part of the stage and create a visual picture, then move to another part of the stage to create another picture. I would like to see more blocking on the stage. Rather than just standing here and moving back behind the lectern, I'd like to see you create a story here and then maybe create another story here. I think that would have been so effective and will make your next speech even more powerful. The things you did well, to pause when we laughed. You allowed us as audience members to participate in your speech. To pause when you made a point. And not to laugh at your own jokes. That was great. That just brought more humor into it. And humor, I believe, is what connected us so well to Prabhakar's stories. American Joe. Prabhakar, you may have been American Joe with the stroke of a pen. But let me tell you, by the end of your speech, you were, Prabhakar, a storyteller. An effective storyteller and a master storyteller, and someone that I really could connect with. And I enjoyed your speech so much. Now in conclusion, I'd like you to remember three things. I'd like you to remember the things that you did well. Remember the pauses. Remember how you connected us with humor. Remember the eye contact. I'd like you to remember number 2, the improvement points that we've talked about today. Maybe work on your blocking. Maybe work on your eye contact lingering on an audience member just a little longer. And I'd like you especially to remember that you are an engaging speaker, and you're certainly a speaker that I'd like to hear again. Mr. Contest Master.